Hello, all you Wookiee warriors. How's it going? So today's video will be just me talking about my opinions and my feelings towards Star Wars and some of my history with Star Wars. This video may contain spoilers, so be forewarned. Let's get right into it though. Alright, so first off, I am a huge fan of Star Wars. I even want to go get myself a lightsaber, but those things are pretty expensive. So I'm trying to plan for that one. But I love Star Wars. I grew up with Star Wars. I watched the first movies with Mark Hamill. I think it was like 1979. I think it was. I don't know the exact date, but it was the originals. Star Wars movies is one of the few movies I grew up with, and my love for Star Wars just blossomed from there. The prequels came out. I watched the prequels. Even when Phantom Menace came out, I played the PlayStation games. And I played KOTOR. I played. If you guys don't know what KOTOR means, it stands for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I played 1 and 2. I played Star Wars Jedi Academy. I still haven't beaten the second game yet. The second game confuses me at the beginning. And then I've played Star Wars I haven't played any of the shooters. I should put it that way. I haven't played any of the Star Wars games that are like shooting games, but I have played like well, I guess you can consider this one a shooter. I played Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. I always got stuck on the part where you had to deal with the Yetis, the snow monsters. Trying to think. I haven't really played any of the Battlefronts because that's just not kind of like what I'm into. I always like playing the Jedi. I played Star Wars: The Republic, or the Old Republic. Not Knights of the Old Republic, just Star Wars: The Old Republic. But my opinion, the last decent Star Wars game, at least in the style I like to play, was Star Wars: The Fallen Order. So I'm hoping the new KOTOR game will be good and they don't mess it up. But as far as the movies go, I personally enjoyed the originals. I personally enjoyed the prequels, even though I have my fair share of gripes about the prequels. For instance, Anakin Skywalker and Padme, it just didn't seem that the age was right. Like Padme, I think it was like swinging, like she was like 17, 18, maybe 20 years old in that movie, and then Anakin looks like he's 10. So, I mean, in this lore, Padme and Anakin are supposed to be 5 years apart. So, they kind of got the age kind of weird there, but it's something that's forgivable to me. Because I'm so interested in the story and how it unfolds. Which they corrected it with the second movie, with an older Anakin. My other gripe is because the first two movies were really fleshed out. The second one, the third one kind of felt like it was rushed. Like they were rushing it to the an epic fight and Anakin's fall. Like, he had mixed feelings about everything, but it just, to me, it felt kind of rushed. But I still enjoyed the prequels. The next one, I didn't get a chance to watch the full show. Was the Clone Wars, because at the time there was other shows I wanted to watch. But if I'm definitely want to go and watch the Clone Wars when I get a chance. I know there's another animated show that comes from Star Wars. I haven't had a chance to watch those either. But the newer movies, I'm not like the harshest critic when it comes to my childhood movies. And like when Ghostbusters came out, I refused to watch it. I watched some clips from people that smuggled them out, like people smuggled their cameras and they're recording it, and I watched snippets, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. And it took a lot of convincing for my sister to talk me into watching the newest Ghostbusters movie, which was great. I'm like, why did you guys do this before? But the new Star Wars movies, there are so many things wrong. Like, we had more of a build-up with Luke Skywalker. You know, he's on Tatooine. You know, he's on the Dust Farmer. You know, he's kind of like a little bit of a rebellious son, but he's not like disrespectful to anybody. He's got a good heart on him. And you start building up the caring for those characters. But I don't really feel like we had that with the first one. Like, I could care less about Rey. And then, the story is kind of weird. Is that, Rey is kind of living all like inside the ship alone. This is based on what I remember. I haven't seen the new movies, the first new Star Wars movie in a long time, so forgive me if my information might be lacking. But we like never really understood where's the parents, where's everyone for Rey, and then the scene goes from her just kind of surviving in this cargo ship, I think, and then the planet gets attacked, and then she goes on a big adventure to meet Luke Skywalker to train her. And like I said, like the only characters really I think anyone cared about during that movie was Han Solo, Wookiee, Luke, Leia. And it just didn't seem like they knew where they wanted to go with it. And they really, like, I could watch New Hope and watch the new movie and almost exactly the same. But again, I try to give them some more credit. I try to forgive some of the shortcomings because, this was the first time Disney has done a Star Wars movie. So I was like, okay, Kirk my critiques. But I never really watched the second film. I watched snippets, and I'm like, what did I just watch? And then the last one I will never watch because they brought back Palpatine, of all people. And that really irritated me because there's no way Palpatine could have survived. None. Absolutely none. Because Vader, and it kind of hurts the film because that was an epic moment. Darth Vader gets redeemed. He saves his son from dying by sacrificing himself, throwing Palpatine aka Darth Sidious, down in the shaft. Now, I've thought about it every conceivable way. Only way Palpatine could have survived. A, if he used like some kind of force to make himself levitate, which has already been explained. That's a force power that no one's ever actually been able to control. If somehow he used a force push to soften his fall to the bottom, but even if he did, he would still have no way of escape. Even if he landed on like cables and somehow survived, or if he fell in the bottom without actually being able to use any force power and somehow survived, and say he had one good arm and he's dragging himself around, it doesn't matter, because the Death Star blows up. And so if somehow he survived the blast, he would be in the vacuum of space. He would die very quickly. There is no way he could have survived. Even if he did, if it happened like Luke Skywalker, like he falls down and goes down a tunnel, and the tunnel lets him out, and he's actually dangling from this little rod and reaching out with his mind. Even if that happened, right now, there would be no one to save him. There would be no one to save him, because everyone is preoccupied with the battle and the fact that the Death Star is falling. No one knows that that Darth Sidious needs help. I also believe I saw a video where Rey pretty much just downs the Sentinels, hit the red guard, and we all know that the red guards are like badasses. Like they're like, how can I best way to put this? They're like Rambos, essentially. They're like Green Berets of Star Wars, and we know they go through a very very difficult, rigorous training. And Rey dispatches them in the movies easy. I don't find that accurate. But back to Palpatine, he's sitting on essentially like a core band where the power of the dark side is very rich, and he's living off it. Even with all the tubes, I'm like, that doesn't track. Like, how can he survive again the Death Star blowing up in his face? There's no way. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the full movies, and I don't know if I will. I mean, I could, but I don't know if I want to. Be honest with you, I don't know if I want to. So I just feel that Disney just doesn't know what they're doing. And my sister has followed a lot of the Star Wars lore and has told me about it. So apparently, like, The Mandalorian, Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi was directed by different people, not the ones that directed the movies. And I'm like, because to me, they were good. Like, my only gripe with Obi-Wan was that we had the Inquisitor constantly. But aside from that, I really didn't care. I mean, I loved the show. It was awesome. I watched it twice, all 6 episodes, and I've heard there's a second season. But I don't know how if there's going to be a second season, how it's going to be, because the second season, I don't know what he's going to do. Like, are we going to have the part where he basically becomes the shaman, to the Sand People? Like, he's feared among them because he's a witch. They see him as a witch. Because there was a situation where Obi-Wan, to sum up the lore, the Sand People are very how can I put this nicely? They're very conscientious about the way they look, so that's why they wrap everything. And if ObiWan, there's more lore about it. If you guys want to watch it, go look it up. Basically, he exposed some of their clothing, like he cut like a part of their clothing off on their arm or something, and he managed to get through the situation without killing a single Sandman. But I don't know if we're gonna be going through that, or if he goes on more adventures before he becomes the old man in the original Star Wars series. So we'll see about that. But more to the point, guys. Again, I just don't think Disney knows what's going on with Star Wars. They keep on saying that they have a plan. Well, I think the plan needs to go back to the drawing board. And I also want to say this. I have nothing against the actors that go with the Star Wars movies. They have a hard job already, and they're doing their best they can. They're delivering their best performances they can. It's not the actors, it's the writing. And I feel that if they paid more attention to the writing that they did with The Mandalorian and Kenobi, they would have much better films. Now, granted, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to keep on watching these films because they know nothing about Star Wars and it's something entertaining to watch. But those of us who are fans of the series, fans of the shows, the lore of Star Wars, are not going to like them. And the fans of Star Wars are big. They are massive. They make for majority of the viewing of Star Wars. And from what I gathered, a lot of the people from the Star Wars fan bases are kind of like, enough's enough. We're going to watch Star Trek. Or we'll watch the original Star Wars. We're not going to watch the new stuff. Kind of like I am. Like, I'm just not up. I'm not going to watch the new stuff because it's just... Like, even like Mark Hamill in one interview, he said, like, I was preparing myself for the role of when I was getting back into character. I was preparing myself, and he had like the easiest job ever. Is he just stands mysteriously on a hill and goes, that's it. Like that was his role. He just stands there mysteriously, like, and it cuts. And he's like, really? That's it? So yeah, that's the sum of my opinions, guys. Is I just really don't care for the new stuff anymore. I will only acknowledge the older lore, if that makes any sense. I will only watch like the originals or the prequels. Only new stuff I'll watch is The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett yet. I want to watch that though. But that's it. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys agree with my opinions on Star Wars, or if you guys want to touch bases on some of the points I made. I will make another video discussing those. But I'd like to know your guys' opinions. What do you guys think about Star Wars? Are you a Star Wars fan? Do you just go and watch it because it's entertaining? I would like to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And if you guys want to hear my response, let me know, and I will go make another video for you guys talking about your guys' comments and your opinions. Until the next video, I'm sorry, my mouth is getting dry now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are all having a Wookiee-tastic day. Excuse me. I hope to see you guys on our next adventure. Till next time, see ya.